I?
What is, Finelli?
The idea of you imitating Delia, plunging into commodities, becoming rich beyond your wildest dreams.
Because you don't think it could happen, or because you don't think I could handle it if it does?
I see you walking down the street with a girl. A blonde girl.
Watch your mouth, Finelli.
It's Delia. Oh, she's wearing her fur fitch, and you're wearing one exactly like it.
Very funny.
You got a great big diamond pinky ring.
I see me with a great big black limousine, riding Mary and Ryan down to Weehawken Street while you ride the subway. And when the weather's lousy, I send her on a vacation to Bermuda. By herself, of course.
I love it. Johnny Ryan dreaming of being Delia.
No, this is your pipe dream, Finelli. I never said I was going into commodities. I just said I was interested in reading about them because Delia's done so well in the market.
Well, I hope that's all, because I don't believe that lightning will ever strike twice in the same family.
What do you know, anyway?
I know enough not to invest hard-earned savings and gamble them away, that's all. Where's Siobhan, anyway?
She walked over to Ethel Green's to fill her in on the C&P Realty thing.
She what?
You heard me.
And you let her go? You let her walk out that door alone?
Come on, Finelli. She is a big girl. I'm not supposed to lock her up, am I? She works for a living. She has her own life. Besides, it wasn't very dark when she left, and there's extra cops all over the neighborhood.
I'm gonna catch up with her, see she gets to Ethel safely. Then I'll bring her back.
Call me if there's any trouble, all right?
What a dumb thing to do. Damn!
Look, you guys don't want to mess around with me. My brother is a United States Senator, and if anything happens to me, he's gonna have the whole United States government out here looking for who did it. Now, come on. Just don't scare me, all right?
Is getting positively dangerous. Are you playing at being senator?
Oh, yeah, yes. I'm making a few suggestions for the White House.
Just what they need, more help.
What are you talking about, positively dangerous?
The men in this town are appalling.
Well, the women outnumber the men 5 to 1 down here. We're in demand.
Well, not by me. I made the mistake of telling this young lawyer from GSA that he could call me by my first name. Well, apparently that suggested all kinds of other liberties.
Hey, I hope not on government time.
Oh, well, he just chased me 3 times around the coffee cart with all the secretaries lined up and watching. It was ridiculous.
I should talk to him or something?
Oh, I already had words with him myself. Thank you.
Well, if he bothers you again, just tell me. I'll kick through the front door and kind of lurk around the corridor and look very big.
Oh, that's impressive.
Not really.
You'd do it too, wouldn't you?
Love it.
If I ever need help, I'll let you know.
Well, the way you've been collecting them, that could be pretty soon. So far, I count 2 representatives, 1 Secret Service guy, maybe 3 or 4 lobbyists, 1 hopeful from the Corps of Engineers, and now your new friend from the GSA. You know, a lot of girls would find all that attention kind of fun.
Well, it should be, but somehow it isn't. I guess I'm past the 3 dates in one evening phase.
Yeah.
Well, it's my fault, I know. I let myself get friendly, and the next thing I'm running for my life.
Yeah, well, isn't that better than not being chased at all?
Not right now. I came to Washington to plunge into legislative work, help get Frank's bill on medical aid for children passed, and to get my mind off things.
All those guys hanging around, that doesn't help you get your mind off things.
They seem to have the opposite effect. I make comparisons and...
Oh.
Well...
I see.
My going to New York by Ray's command didn't help either.
Yeah.
Pat and I saw each other, and it was as if nothing had changed.
Which led to dinner and your great hangover, huh?
I was so glad to see him, and he was so glad to see me. It was as if there hadn't been any kind of separation at all. We had that incredible feast at Lem's and 2 bottles of plum wine, which was a mistake.
Yeah.
Fact is, seeing him at all was a mistake.
Well, you know, Nancy, if I understand the situation...
Oh, you do. It's all the same. He's still Patrick Ryan, and I'm still Nancy Feldman.
Well, then your instincts were probably right. It's better you're down in Washington and he's up in New York.
Except time and separation haven't seemed to help. So far.
Nancy, maybe you're not trying hard enough.
Not trying how?
Maybe you ought to give a little bit more of yourself to some of these guys. Distract yourself or something. Why don't you invite one to Ray's party tonight?
Bob, have you seen the individuals we're talking about?
No, not each and every one.
It wouldn't work.
Well, of course, I'm always available for the evening if you want to help you get your mind off things.
The trouble with the guys that are chasing me is when I go out with them, I keep thinking, why aren't they Pat? You're worse.
What do you mean?
Well, you're such a good friend. You let me talk about them all evening.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that doesn't do much good.
Time and separation. Time and separation, because anything else, seeing each other, only be such a mess. We're better off apart.
A penny for your thoughts.
Well, it was nothing.
Pardon me for asking.
No, Di, I was thinking about Nancy, which always makes me feel good.
About Nancy as a friend, you mean?
Sure. Well, it's a relief to feel something for anybody, any woman besides Faith.
Listen, you and Faith, I'm sorry about that.
Hey, so am I. It just didn't happen.
Well, would you mind telling me what's happening between you and Nancy?
I don't know what to call it. I like being with her. I love being with her. She fascinates me. I never get tired of watching her.
Under the circumstances, maybe it's better that she's down in Washington and you're up here.
I suppose so, but I don't like to think about problems that can't be overcome. It's not complicated when I'm with her. It's just pleasure to see her, to listen to her.
Good evening. Hello, Johnny, Patrick. Aren't I lucky to find you both here?
Good evening, Ray. How goes the world with you?
I've just finished chairing one of the most stultifying board meetings of the week, and I'm a little bit nervous about Frank, but other than that, everything's fine.
Why is it I can't imagine a problem you can't solve?
I don't know, because it sure isn't the truth. In fact, one of my problems is the reason why I'm so very glad to see you.
Well, why me?
Because, darling, I have a very big favor to ask of you. Now, tell me, how busy are you at the hospital these days?
Well, fairly busy. Not that bad. We still work along schedule.
If I needed you for something, could you come down to Washington for a day or two?
Possibly.
Well, now, wait a minute here. I don't know if I can spare him. I mean, you've already got Frank down there, and with Maeve away, it feels like the family's coming apart.
Johnny Ryan, if there is one thing I am certain of, it is that your family will never come apart.
Not possible, huh?
Not ever.
That's got us all so brainwashed that we're special and unique. I think we've got to stick together. I mean, who else could we find that would think so well of us?
I think very well of you. I think you're all remarkable.
I don't know why, but I keep thinking you're talking about somebody else. Of course, we're very proud of our kids. And Frank's gone further than we ever thought possible. But we're not what you'd call special.
Oh, yes, you are.
I
The
think
whole family.
I think that's what people say.
Oh, I don't know. Your mother and I know lots of people like ourselves who work hard, bring up their children to be good citizens, to make it in the world. What's so special about that?
Well, for one thing, you've made it without having had any special advantages. You did it all on your own.
I won't argue with you about that. When we started out, we didn't have very much, but we had something better than advantages. We knew how to work.
And that's not as commonplace as you might think.
When we were married, I couldn't even afford a wedding or a honeymoon. I had to borrow the money for both of them. I had to borrow the car that would take us on a honeymoon. But it was the best wedding anybody ever had.
Da, the Fiddler's on the Road.
It was fantastic. You see, the wedding was in a church, and the wedding party was to be at home. Now, Maeve being a great favorite of everybody in town, practically the whole of Skibbereen was there, including the friends and neighbors who were to be the musicians playing at the party. Well, after the Mass, as Maeve and I walked out the door, the fiddlers came out right behind us, and they played the whole length of the road from that church to Maeve's father's farm, and we danced the whole way.
The rest of the town danced with him, too.
Oh, well, with a wedding like that, what could possibly ever go wrong?
Well, we've had our ups and downs, but we never stopped loving each other. We were never untrue to each other. We always wanted the best for the other. We've tried to live by the rules and bring up our children to do the same.
I respect that, Johnny, more than you know.
I wasn't trying to tell you what's right and wrong.
No, but I am not unaware of the fact that you and Maeve are unhappy about Frank and me.
People say the world's changing.
But you're not saying you agree with those people.
Well, I've never forced my children to do as I do. They're adults. They make their own decisions. Right, Pat?
Da means that.
But with all of that, you would be a lot happier if Frank and I were just good friends instead of more than friends.
Oh, Ray, why do you back me up against the wall? Now, I am grateful to you for everything you've done for Frank. But I do know this. Whatever's happened between you and him, or between him and other people.
Gillian Coleridge.
Right. Whatever's happened, he made his own decisions. It's his life.
Really are fantastic, you know. You don't approve of Frank and me, but you won't say it to spare my feelings.
Why would I do a thing like that?
I guess what I want you to know, and what I hope you'll tell Maeve when she gets back, is that I do respect those values that you have lived by. Given the opportunity, I'd live by them myself.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Oh, Johnny. Some of us have to make compromises. It's the only way there is.
What you're saying is, given the opportunity, if you were to marry Frank, you'd be a good wife to him.
Hypothetically. Very, very hypothetically. If married, yes, I would. However, we've agreed not to even discuss marriage at this point, therefore the whole thing is purely speculative.
Ah, I understand.
I can't help thinking, if we ever did get to that point, even if I couldn't find fiddlers for us so we could dance down the road, we'd have so much fun.
I'm sure you would.
I'm very devoted to him. Which is part of the reason that I came to New York. Frank is not happy.
Oh, that's not so strange, considering Edmund.
And Jill.
And everything else that he must have on his mind.
If Frank were searching for things to worry about right now, there'd be no shortage. For one thing, he's terribly concerned about Siobhan and the kind of people she seems to have gotten herself mixed up with.
Look, Siobhan won't cause any trouble now.
She said that before, Johnny.
Ray, you don't have to worry about it. She's got her head on straight. Set your mind at ease about Siobhan.
Look, I don't know who you guys are, but if you're looking for money, I haven't got any. Look, give me a break. I don't even have a pocketbook, all right? If you don't do anything to me, I won't scream, I promise. I won't yell. If you take one step closer to me with that pipe, I'm gonna scream like bloody hell, and somebody's gonna hear it and go for help, and you know it. Siobhan, get the hell out of here!
Actually, I'm not concerned about Siobhan at all. I think she is a remarkable lady, although perhaps not intended for team efforts.
Siobhan's an individual, and she's an individual. That's the word. Comes from having to keep up with the rest of us.
Frank's the one who's concerned about her. He's worried about a lot of things right now. Jillian especially. Is she getting any better?
Well, some, but not much.
The back pain?
Healing slowly. She's on painkillers. She'll be on them for some time.
Which means that Frank will be worrying about her for some time. All right, that's really why I'm here. I am disturbed about Frank. He's taken Edmund's death very hard. He's in a general depression about Jillian. And the only thing he seems to know how to do about all of it is work much too hard, which is not helping anything.
Well, I don't know if there's very much we can do about that.
But that's why I was wondering if Patrick could take some time off, until tomorrow morning anyway, and come back to Washington with me tonight and see what he can do about cheering Frank up.
Tonight, right now.
Yeah, my plane is at the airport. There won't be any delay.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll just take your car to the airport and fly on your plane to Washington just like that?
Yes, just like that. I can't think of anything that would be better for Frank than a visit from you and some fun.
Unfortunately, how do I get back tomorrow morning for duty?
On my plane, which is at your disposal.
Why do I feel excited?
Because it sounds like a lark. Why don't you go, Pat? You could use the change.
Now, there's just one problem. I'm throwing a party at my house tonight. Do you have dress clothes?
I got a tux, but it smells like mothballs.
My people will take care of that. Oh, come on, Patrick. Throw everything you need into a bag and come to Washington with me. Hmm?
Okay. I will. Why not? Washington? It's crazy. It sounds like fun. I will.
I've got to get myself together.
Well, if you don't, you're going to put me into a depression.
That much guilt I couldn't handle.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know.
How about Ray's party? How's that grab you?
Oh, well, I have to be there because I'm supposed to supervise in case Ray's late. I'll just stay in the kitchen. It's the best party in there anyway.
No. What you do, you get yourself all gussied up and you wait about a half an hour after the guests arrive, and then you come down the main stairway very slowly.
I couldn't bring it off. I'd laugh.
You turn a lot of heads.
Bob, you're all mixed up. I'm not short of what my mother would call admirers. I'm short of interest.
Well, for gosh sakes, Nancy, you don't give anybody a chance.
So if I go around and laugh and flirt, I'll be giving the wrong impression.
Well, what kind of wrong impression would that be?
Well, that I'm interested.
You're not interested?
No.
Yeah, I don't get it. Captain of his college football team, scholarship student to Yale University, best law clerk any Supreme Court justice could want, Jewish. You're not interested.
Who is this guy?
Aha, you are interested.
Okay, so who is he?
Made him up.
That's mean.
Yeah, but he could be there, Nancy.
Oh.
Okay. How about a graduate of St. Aloysius High School, hero cop?
You're talking about the cop at the door?
No, I was kind of talking about the suave and debonair assistant to Senator Frank Ryan.
Oh, that hero cop.
Yeah, any port in the store. Look, if Mr. Wright doesn't come along tonight, I can take you out and buy you a hamburger.
Now you sold me. Now I've got something legitimate to look forward to.
That makes both of us.
Thank you. That's a lovely invitation. Hey, and don't worry. There's one thing I'm sure of. It's that my Mr. Wright will not be at Ray's tonight. See you later.
Memorial Day in Beverly Hills with Donna Martin and her very best friend, the one and only Tori Spelling. It's the Donnorama Top 10 90210 Marathon all day today, starting at 9 on SoapNet.